Hello, my name is Melissa Cavender, and I am a senior at Post University, and this course is EQU435 with Professor Malnar. So, I wanted to speak today about the final project that I have finished, and it is in regards to three business structures that I have been researching. And the presentation is presented to small business owners or entrepreneurs that are interested in getting a business started. The three main business structures are the nonprofit, the SMLLC, which is the single member limited liability company, and a sole proprietorship. I didn't go into detail on the partnership or a corporation since those did not apply. So we'll stick to these three main structures and I'll discuss those in detail in the project. So the forum that I learned from in EQU 435 specifically was in the discussion boards that I was able to speak with fellow classmates and the professor, and also gaining feedback from the classmates and professor helped me to learn the materials even further. I also networked with other business owners, such as the owner of a nonprofit, which is Sonia Jorgensen at Hooves and Heroes, and she was a very explicit help to me when I was learning about the nonprofit and also operating an SMLLC next to it. So the business structures that I discussed were those three main ones, and we discussed the laws, licensing, and fees that go along with it. I discussed how the nonprofit takes longer to establish and that the fees can add up to $1,000. It can take up to 3 to 6 months to get that filing fees done and to have an attorney present so all the legal issues are taken care of. I also discussed SMLLC, which is a single member can own it, and also a sole proprietor. So some of the learning capabilities that I did have was through researching in the libraries, the local libraries specifically, and I was able to pick up a couple books I wanted to show you today. The first one is the Small Business Startup Kit, which is by Packaroo. I was able to take this out from the library, and it is a good resource if you are a small business owner or looking to start up a business. I recommend this book highly. Another book that I actually borrowed from the library is the NOLA's Guide to Single Member Limited Liability Companies, and this is also a great resource that I used in my research for my final project. Both of these books are available and you can check them out at your local library. Like I said, the other resources were speaking with Sonia Jorgensen's at Hooves and Heroes, and also my daughter owns a SMLLC in the vicinity, so I was able to interview her as well. So that really helped in my researching. So a couple things that I did want to mention was that the business structure you choose influences every day-to-day operations to taxes and how much of your personal assets are at risk. You should choose a business structure that gives you the right balance of legal protections and benefits. And I could identify the differences in the business structures, and these were all to benefit Braids to Mains, my equine assisted facility that I'm bringing up. And with this information, I derived from the Small Business Administration. So they have a really helpful website that you can go to and learn about the different business structures. And also, a tidbit of information is that if you do not file your business, then the IRS is automatically going to fill out the forms for you and you will become a sole proprietor. So making sure that you take care of those filing fees and figuring out which type of business structure that you would like to have is really important so that the IRS just doesn't automatically put you into the sole proprietorship. I discovered in the research that the nonprofit that I volunteer EQU4 has two separate entities, and I was unaware that we could actually do that. They have a nonprofit and they do their grants and charity work on one side, and then they have an SMLLC on the other side for profit. So they're able to have both of those businesses in tandem, and that helps them bring in some support for the nonprofit as well. So, other things that I had to figure out along this journey is that I am a tribal member, and I wanted to find out if I had tax exemption with the business structure. And I contacted the Bureau of Indian Affairs in the Tulalip tribes where I am enrolled, and they stated that unless I am operating on the reservation itself, that I would need to pay the taxes. So those are one of those moments that I did have to do further research into this project, but I was able to answer those questions for myself. I have learned so many things within this course that I really would entice somebody to do their research on different entities for the business structures, and that would allow them to choose their own. Some of the challenges that I faced in this course was finding the information that I needed, especially from the nonprofit organizations. They're either too busy or just didn't have the time to speak with me. So I'm glad that Sonia took the opportunity to teach me about the nonprofit business structure. Other areas is that I face as a business owner is I am a single person. I do not have friends or family that is going to go into the business structure with me. So I wanted to be able to have the full flexibility, but also have the liability for my personal assets. And that's the reason that I picked the SMLLC. I was able to overcome those challenges by networking, and that's really an important part of doing any type of business, is finding out who your friends are and similar businesses so that you can talk to them and brainstorm. So the creative project that I finished is a PowerPoint presentation, and it did cover the 3 business structures in detail, and I was able to upload that. I hope that you have enjoyed the information that I've presented, and I hope that you're able to pick out a good business structure for all the business small ownerships. Thank you. I appreciate you listening, and have a great day.